Welcome back everyone for another Pancake Taco Cobra Kai Season 4 watch party. Ever since this moment in Season 1.
Nice! Pancake Taco.
Come on, dude. Seriously?
Anthony has been permanently burned into our minds. Though he has had a few fun moments.
You guys got any ketchup?
Yeah. Get it yourself. Douchebag.
He hasn't really had much to do with anything thus far. Frankly, most people forget about him, especially as his role in Season 2 and 3 was essentially as a walk-on guest. But still, he's there. He's a LaRusso. This photo from Season 4 hints that maybe something more is to come. We have some confirmation of just that. In a recent Q&A, Jon Hurwitz was asked about Anthony in Season 4, and he confirmed more is to come. He said, "We've always loved Anthony and we're waiting for the right time to dig deeper into his story. So glad that time has come and that fans are excited to see it." This is good news, at least for the Anthony storyline. We now know that this picture isn't some fluke and he will have a significant role in Season 4. The question becomes, what is that role? Going back to this picture, the biggest clue in it is the fact that there's a Cobra Kai hoodie on the couch. Now the first thought a lot of people had is, aha, Anthony joins Cobra Kai, I knew it. I try not to be disparaging, but these kind of instant takes really annoy me. It's just seeing something on screen and immediately using it as a confirmation for something they already think, even if it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I will cover what that theory would essentially entail as best I can. There's only a few remotely plausible ways Anthony would join Cobra Kai. The first is as some sort of rebellious backlash against his father and maybe his sister. He knows Daniel doesn't like Cobra Kai. He knows, presumably, his sister has been in fights with Cobra Kai. So is it some sort of lashing out against the two of them? I don't see it that way. Sure, he's often been consumed in his own world, but that doesn't mean he would join Cobra Kai to upset Daniel. Just like the annoying son who does the one thing his father doesn't want, that really isn't the case here. Likewise, he's often snarky with his sister, but that doesn't mean he'll run to join the kids who are attacking and hurting her. As I said in my earlier video, Anthony is well aware of what Cobra Kai has been up to. That is going to stop him from joining them. There is one other possibility, but I think this ties more directly into what really is going on. That is, Robbie asked him to join. He at least knows Robbie, and Daniel even encouraged Anthony to do karate with him.
Why not this summer you ditch camp and you join Team Miyagi-Do? You can train with Robbie.
But there's no direct indication that Anthony has any particular affinity for Robbie. Their only interaction together was,
"Hey, Anthony."
Oh, it's you.
So it's not like Anthony will just follow what Robbie says. I don't see Robbie convincing Anthony to join Cobra Kai. That isn't to say Robbie isn't partially the reason Anthony has the sweatshirt. I do think it's possible Robbie is recruiting for Cobra Kai. He may have given the shirts out to Anthony and Kenny. I suspect this is how Anthony got the shirt. From Robbie. Anthony took it just because he knows Robbie and trusts him even if he's unsure about Cobra Kai. I believe that is the crux of this scene. Anthony took the shirt from Robbie because he knows him. More importantly, he knows Daniel trusts Robbie. At least he used to trust Robbie. So Anthony maybe thinks Cobra Kai isn't all bad, or there's some good in Cobra Kai. Because, hey, Robbie isn't that bad. Everyone in the family likes Robbie. Daniel is explaining that while they do like Robbie and want the best for him, they don't agree with his joining Cobra Kai. Robbie is upset about what happened to him and thinks Cobra Kai will make it better. Daniel may even fess up to some of his own mistakes from the end of Season 2. Either way, while they still want the best for Robbie, that doesn't mean Anthony should be associating with Cobra Kai. You can almost hear Daniel say yet again,
Cobra Kai will never change. Promise me you stay away from the kids who are associated with it.
And yes, that even means Robbie. There is the question of Kenny. We know Kenny joins Cobra Kai to deal with bullying. How does Kenny and Anthony's storyline interact? I speculated in a previous video that the bully in some capacity could even be Anthony. If you haven't seen that video, you may want to click that card in the corner, and I'll link it at the end. But for our purposes here, I do think Anthony's storyline in Season 4 will be connected to Kenny. They appear to be around the same age, and like I said, we saw in this photo Kenny obviously being teased at school. That's not good for him. Except Anthony isn't in this shot. Could Anthony be the one who did or caused what everyone is laughing at? That is certainly possible. It's not necessarily my preferred storyline though. I like the idea that maybe Anthony and Kenny are friends. Anthony sees what Kenny is going through and wants to help. Except Kenny meets Robbie and decides to join Cobra Kai. The way of the fist is the best way to stand up to his bullies. He likes it, he fits in. He gains strength and self-confidence and maybe can stand up to those bullies. Except now Anthony is conflicted. Cobra Kai has done some bad things, he knows that. But then Robbie is in it and Robbie is a good guy. Kenny is in it and they're friends, so what's the deal? It leads back to this scene with Daniel. Robbie is still a good person, but that doesn't mean Cobra Kai is. Likewise, maybe Cobra Kai is good for Kenny. That won't change what Cobra Kai is. Is Daniel okay with Anthony being friends with someone in Cobra Kai? That's an interesting question. While we obviously don't know any specifics, I suspect this will drive Anthony's storyline in Season 4, at least somewhat. As you already watched my trailer breakdown video, you know Anthony is not fighting in the All Valley tournament. He's right there in the stands, as a spectator. So Anthony's storyline won't take him to karate, but he could still very much be caught in the middle of it all. We will very likely know more when the trailer comes out. How Devin plays into all this is another big question. Devin is around the same age as Kenny and Anthony. In fact, I think they're gonna cheat Anthony's age and bump him up a few years. So instead of him being 11 or 12, he's gonna be about 14, which fits with the other two. In the recent Q&A, Hayden Schlossberg even said in the Miyagi-verse, age is a social construct. I think this will come into play with Anthony. Either way, Devin appears to be into gymnastics and other intense sports, so she probably doesn't have much of a direct connection to Anthony, but none of that precludes them from bumping heads at school. I suspect Devin is the opposite of Anthony. She's a tough go-getter, athletic and adventurous, where he was hanging around with his video games and prefers a sharp comment or two. Devin wasn't described as being bullied, so we don't know if that is her particular story. She is described as tough and comes across like Tori. Whatever the case is, I don't think Anthony would get along with her super well. This could be a source of tension between all three of them. If the three of them all end up doing karate, I believe the dojos would break down like this. Kenny is in Cobra Kai, as we saw. Devin is in Eagle Fang with Johnny. And Anthony is in Miyagi-Do, because where else would he be? Anthony will train with his father even if he doesn't compete in the tournament. Be sure to watch that video on the next bully. It's a really good one. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.